We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going tick, 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 tick for tat. We always get our lick back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going tick, 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 tick for tat. We always get our lick back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going. We going. We going. Tit for tat, we always get our lick back. Facts. You know?
You know the vibe.
We going tick, 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 tat. We always get our lick back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going tick, 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 tick for tat. We always get our lick back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going tick, 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 tick for tat. We always get our lick back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going. We going. We going. Tit for tat, we always get our lick back. Facts. You know?
What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of TIT4TAT, y'all. Welcome to another episode of TIT4TAT. Y'all know how we start this show off. We go straight into our DJ mix. We chill, we vibe, we get to know each other. I told y'all I was gonna bring in June real good. You know, June, we decided we was gonna do nothing but men this month. And you were our first man for the month. So we had to go big when we brought in the men this month. You know, hopefully you will be able to teach some man something, hopefully. So y'all tune in. We got Homeless Homeboy up in here. We're going to do a few minutes of this live with the DJ. But before we do that, I want to allow him the opportunity to tell his people to tune in. Homeless Homeboy, tell the people who you are and how they can locate you.
What's up, man? It's your boy Homeless Homeboy. You know, I'm everywhere, you know what I'm saying, especially around Atlanta. You know, Columbus my home, so you know, it's always good to come down here and show love, you know, get some love reciprocated. Y'all can check me out on Instagram, the Homeless Homeboy, homelesshomeboy.com, that's my website, TikTok, Homeless Homeboy. You can just Google Homeless Homeboy, I'm gonna pop up everywhere.
Everywhere, and it's a lot to learn, so y'all go ahead and Google it. I promise you, I took my notes this week. It's a lot I had to find out about you, okay? Yeah. So if I get real personal, don't take it personal, okay?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just because the Homeless Homeboy don't mean he ain't working, because
everywhere.
He is working.
Everywhere. Y'all tune in. I'm allow my DJ to do his thing, and then y'all know how we gonna get this. The DJ mix is gonna be short today. It's gonna be short today. We're not gonna go full into the DJ mix because we got a lot to talk about, and we want to utilize our time wisely. Not saying that the DJ, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean, okay?
DJ take over, he want to.
I know. I'm gonna have to turn the whole system down. Hey, y'all tune in.
Homeless Homeboy in the building.
Yes, sir. Y'all tune in. Columbus, y'all come on in. Y'all check it out. Exclusive.
This gonna be a good one, y'all. Anytime you got somebody that come up out of Columbus and make it, I need all y'all to tune the fuck in. Let me go. I'm finna go share this shit in y'all inbox. And don't act like you don't fucking see it. I'ma put the eyes behind that thing, okay? Y'all need to tune in.
really be putting y'all on in the Tri-City. He always spin y'all.
They ain't paying attention though. For the people in the back, they ain't paying attention.
Better book him.
Turn me up, DJ. Shout out to Columbus, Georgia.
All right, who this is? I know I heard this before. I can't remember who this is.
You on the mic now? You on the mic? You know I fuck somebody shit up in a minute.
That wine glass.
You know I fuck somebody shit up in a minute.
He been nice, you know what I'm saying?
Don't pass it back. We're gonna let the DJ go in and do his thing. We got a few more minutes before we go in and actually just take over the show and just go dive directly in them.
Man, I want to be a character in the comic book.
What? What you gonna be called?
Fat bastard.
Oh, look.
You never know what we can work in.
I know.
You feel me? I'm always expanding. Yeah, I know this Keith Wallace. Shout out to him. He doing this thing.
Fat bastard gonna make sure all the bullshit weed out the streets. He won't let you serve nothing good in the truck.
Oh, that's what he doing.
If it ain't good, you can't serve.
Oh, he checking everybody bad.
Yeah.
You gonna be a problem. I'll let you know that right now.
I am solving the problem. Since you've been on, I know you've been on the book. You've been seeing everything about the Tri-City. How you feeling about the Tri-City right now, man? Musically.
You talking about the rap battle and stuff?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It kind of motivated me to want to get in the studio and, you know what I'm saying? You know, not to participate in the rap battle part, but you know what I'm saying? Just touch up on my skills and see what I can do right now. I've been writing, you know what I'm saying?
So what superhero you finna drop a diss song on?
No, I don't do the rap diss, you know what I'm saying? Because it can get real personal, you know. So.
And that's how I feel about it. I feel it has been entertaining, but it has been tearing each other down too. Yeah. I don't like the fact that they tearing each other because both of them can make some big powerful thing happen if they really link up.
Yeah.
So it's very entertaining, and you're right. I think everybody should use this opportunity to jump in. Columbus is on the spotlight right now.
Yeah.
Use this opportunity.
I think it's a double-edged sword, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I heard somebody say, like, the fans, they just want to see blood, you know what I'm saying? But at the cost of the people that's actually involved, you know, they got other things on the line that, you know, other people that get hurt and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Man, just keep it on wax, man. Too much shit going on anyway. As long as they keep it on wax, I'm fine. But so far, I'm enjoying it. They going blow for blow. It's a good fight.
I think that I don't think it would ever get. I honestly, and this could be just my opinion. I have had the opportunity to watch both of them from a different stand, like, you know, as following them. So I don't think it'll ever get to that point. You know, I hope it don't. I hope they really talk about. Maybe they is talking about shit they really do. I don't know. I hope it don't get that because both of them got, you know, great platforms.
Yeah, especially
people look at them
his organization and everything. Like, I salute that. Hey,
it's a lot.
That definitely stood out to me out of everything when I seen. Because, like, to be honest, you know, I always knew Mark Hall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been a fan of Mark Hall since. I can't even remember what the club. It's the After 5 now, I believe. It used to be something back in the day. He was rap battling somebody. I was like, okay, he really do this. You feel what I'm saying? That's what back when we were doing the hooligan thing. I don't even know if y'all remember the hooligans. That's me, my brother. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy Marcus G. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? MG. I forgot what his name, but MG, Marcus G. He always Marcus G. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Remember Fred the Great? You feel me? He went by another name though.
I seen that. I done went through your whole page. I pulled up the picture you made from back in the day. So you really, really been in there. I didn't know y'all had knew each other that far back.
Yeah.
But I seen it. I said this man got somebody have said Fred the Great.
Yeah.
Right there.
What you used to go by back in the day? Let me see, like around 2012. 20. What you went by? You ain't always go by Fred the Great. It was something else, right?
Shit, that one he was killing the game with all that
Go
polo.
ahead and tell them secrets now. Tell them secrets.
The polo Fred.
Yeah. But yeah, so I always knew Mark Hall. I've been hearing King of the Bama. I don't think I ever tuned in any of his music or whatever. But I just found
Who
out
that is? Who the king of the Bama?
That's the other dude, Mark Battling.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was here. Because he said he wasn't no rapper, so I ain't really look up no. I'm not from Columbus. Everybody in the room from Columbus. I ain't from Columbus. I done heard of King of the Bama, but I ain't know that was him.
But I just found out he was in the group PG-13. I remember that group when I was at Smith Station. We was in high school. You know what I'm saying? I think they wore the airbrush shirt, so I was like, okay, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But I like to see it. It's entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Salute to them boys. Like, they both putting that rapping down. You feel me? They doing the lyricism, so
They
it inspired me.
Hey, they really got the eyes right now.
They waking up the city musically, and that's a good thing. That's something that's needed. That was something that was needed way before this, but they are definitely waking up the city musically because in minutes, Mark Hall had the numbers. In minutes, Jay Morgan had the numbers. So they was like back in. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't that one talent was better than the other one or not. Both of them just real talented. It was more funny than me than anything. It was funny. They would go up low now. They were going low.
Yeah. I like when people just be spinning. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm a hip hop head forever. You feel me? And like, hip hop is always like the root foundation is competitive nature. You know what I'm saying? Like competitiveness and stuff like that.
Always gonna be around. Like, no matter what decade, like the 80s, 90s, they always did the same.
Yeah.
Speaking of hip hop, what as the homeless homeboy, what portion do you play into hip hop or the culture, should we say?
Well, the way I used to do it, you know what I'm saying? We did our fun music and stuff like that, but I kind of shifted into more like a conscious space and like, because music is art, you know what I'm saying, and it's influence too. So you also got to be careful what kind of message you put out there, because you're gonna have people that's a fan of you that's influenced by what you do. So I can't be like on this side doing things in the community, and then on the rap portion, on music portion, like putting out a negative message. So I don't curse in my music anymore, and I kind of just switched it up. And I rap positive, you know what I'm saying, but it's still entertaining, you know what I'm saying. It's still kind of vibe, the same type of beats that people love. So that's where I'm at.
Trying to do that too. My thing is I'm trying to get rid of the nigga word. I'm trying to drop it out. That's a hard thing to do. Have you got rid of that word yet?
In regular conversations still come out, but like when I do interviews or in my music, I don't say nigga, like, because it's a powerful
in the interview
word.
He just said it, didn't it?
Well, I just said it. You know what I'm saying?
I get you, but go ahead.
That was tit for tat, dude. We'll bring the nigga out you.
That's my word I'm trying to get rid of. It's hard though, cause sometimes niggas be doing nigga shit.
Yeah, you're right.
It's hard.
It's time to
in
separate.
the book of niggalation.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to separate the men from the N words. You feel what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
With my influence, that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? That and along with other things, because I do have a following. So they like to see something fresh and new. You know what I'm saying? And, it still ain't stepping on nobody's toes, because I'm not talking at people and preaching at them. I just do what I do. And people, you know what I'm saying, they pick and choose if they're going to follow in that. You know what I'm saying? Are they going to continue to do what they do?
Right.
And I salute them on anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I talk with my friends about, talking to the youth. And like, even with talking to the youth, it's not talking at them. It's kind of just doing what you're doing, and they see it. And some people, even like you have a group of people doing their thing or whatever, somebody always gonna feel like, dang, you know what I'm saying, I want to do something other than this, and then I can inspire them to kind of like deep dive into what they want to do.
I feel you. And then not only that, you are considered, you came in the house and my 15-year-old son, for a 15-year-old to be like, y'all got a superhero. Yeah. So, you are considered you're not considered a villain. You're considered a superhero. So a lot of people do look up to you.
Yeah.
So how did it feel to just have that reaction from kids like that? Be like, oh, look.
I mean, that's the most powerful thing out of all the reactions I get, or all the people I meet. It's the kids, because like they actually see something, like they see hope in something else outside of. Because when we were kids too, we also thought like, okay, either I'm gonna do this, take this negative path, or be a rapper, or be a basketball player. We had like a small, you know what I'm saying, like a group of possibilities that we also, that's conditioning too. You know what I'm saying? Because it was always other things we can do. So I took that, the strength of that, you know what I'm saying, empower myself through that, and which empower the people that see what I'm doing.
I feel you. I definitely feel you because that was something I wanted to ask you. We gonna go ahead, y'all. It's 8:48. We done took over the DJ hour. This man like to talk. Y'all know we like to talk too. So DJ, can we just let me put the thing on here, y'all, so he can decide. Can we just dive into the combo? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do our intro right quick. A lot of DJs to jump into music, and we're gonna dive right into this conversation. We got a lot to say, y'all. Tune in.
You know the vibe.
We going tick, 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 tat. We always get our leg back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going tick, 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 tick for tat. We always get our leg back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going tick, 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 tick for tat. We always get our leg back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going, we going, we going. Tit for tat, we always get our leg back. Facts, you know.
You know the vibe.
We going tick, 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 tat. We always get our leg back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going tick, 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 tick for tat. We always get our leg back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going tick, 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 tick for tat. We always get our leg back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring it back. We going, we going, we going. Tit for tat, we always get our leg back. Facts, you know.
I ain't have myself turned on. I don't hear you. I don't hear you. You can't be plugged in. Oh, there we go. There we go. What's up? What's up, y'all? Y'all, I'm over here in Madman seat today. Shout out to TIT4TAT and the whole crew. A lot of our crew is actually at work today. Madman and Big Bad Thad had to go to work today. You gotta pay them bills because TIT4TAT ain't got us there yet. Okay, they ain't got us there yet. So I'm sitting in his seat, and like I usually start the show. If anything fucked up today with the video, I guess that's all my fault. But shout out to our DJ. Y'all know he is bookable on all platforms. We got a good topic here today. We got good people here today. You know, it is me and Month, and we said we was gonna start off me and Month with going in, pulling out some great men here in Columbus, Georgia. Also interviewing men and trying to figure out a way we can empower other men and younger guys that are gonna grow into men to become the best man that they can be. So y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing on over here to everybody know Hurt. I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself and our guest for the day, and we're gonna dive in this topic because I got a feeling he like to talk. So we gonna talk. God damn it, we finna talk, y'all.
Hey, what's going on? Everybody know Hurt, and we have homeless homeboy in the building today.
What it do? What's up, Tri-City?
We got a superhero on the building, man. He gonna change the world, man. Save the city, man.
But we done changed up on him. This was something. Usually, if you go back into our shows, for the first couple of months, we had some we did a whole lot of music, but we said we wanted to kind of pull in something different for the men. And shout out to the men that actually booked all the men's that coming in this month. We wanted to start off big so that we can let the people know we are gonna bring some big faces in here, some people that actually came up in Columbus that are, that show you that you can actually be somebody. Because these episodes, I want to be able to show the children, okay? The episodes we got before, we can't show them to the children. So we're going to allow Homeless Homeboy to go ahead and tell the people who he is, how they can locate him, and we're going to get right into your past, present, and we're going to get into your future.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I'm Homeless Homeboy. Y'all can locate me really at different events. I got Juneteenth coming up. We in the Juneteenth parade up there in Atlanta.
Okay.
Y'all know I got the TV show. We working in the background on that. You know what I'm saying? So we finna start perfect for that pretty soon. Like I said, you can find me on social media. You can Google Homeless Homeboy. You can go directly to my Instagram page, The Homeless Homeboy, website, homelesshomeboy.com, TikTok, Homeless Homeboy. So I'm in other little areas too. So you can just search me. I'm gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying?
When you say you gonna pop up, I'm gonna take it back a little bit and then I'm gonna bring it back in because I did want to go to your past first. But tell the people, for the little kids that are out there watching right now, let's go into the people you have had the opportunity to meet through becoming the Homeless Homeboy, and so that they can see here in Columbus that you can make it.
Yeah. You talking about like as far as like celebrities and
Places
influencers?
you done been you would have never went to if you would have never became Homeless Homeboy.
Oh yeah. That's the thing about it. That's the tricky thing about it. I kind of just go where people at. Like I be at clubs, bars, events, gatherings, of course, Comic Cons, anywhere where people located. Sometimes, just like the old CD hustle, we posted at the store. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever we can get it off at, wherever we can get the attention at. You know what I'm saying, and spread the mission.
Okay, that's what's up. Let's go back to that past. I ain't gonna use up all the talk either. You know I will. Let's go back to the past. Let's tell the people just a little bit about your past and your upbringing, and because you are from Columbus, were you born and raised here?
Yeah.
Okay, tell the people about your upbringing here in Columbus.
Okay, yeah, from Columbus. Originally from like Far Road, Oklahoma Road area. Went to St. Mary's, Dawson. You know what I'm saying? Spencer. Eventually, I went to Phoenix City. Went to Smith Station. Smith Station High. Then I went to Central. And I finished off at Spencer. Then I kind of got my GED afterwards. Yeah, my background really was like music. You know what I'm saying? We used to do the whole music thing. We had the group. Me, Marcus G. I went by Clyde Dynamite or Light Skin back. That used to be my Facebook name. You know
Light Skin.
Light Skin.
That's
yeah,
that.
Light
You
Skin
look
back.
like that's your name too, old light skinned ass nigga. You look like that.
I don't claim light skin no more. I identify as dark skin now. You know
How you
what I'm saying?
gonna identify? Because of that mask, you don't change up now.
Exactly. Look, Drizzy ruined it for everybody. You know what I'm saying? My brother Q Health, you know what I'm saying? My band Solo Gambino, you feel me? Like we did our thing back in the day, and I kind of just took what I learned from that, the city hustle, and I applied it to this. I use the same techniques when I'm selling my books. You know what I'm saying? I know what kind of grab the attention of people, how to kind of start conversation with people. Speak to their interests. You know what I'm saying? I always tell all hustlers, like when you're talking to people, or salesmen, whatever you want to call it, you got a small 5 to 10 second gap of people's attention. So you got to, in that little small gap, you got to say everything that, that's going to keep
That's
that
true. That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? Until you, finally got them on board and stuff like that. So I just applied those same tactics to this. We used to sell $5 CDs. But people like, $3, $2, like, no, 5, you know what I'm saying? Or you can just follow me, you know what I'm saying? So I use the same technique, you know what I'm saying? And it's all about really just being innovative.
Gotcha.
So I took away the way I was doing music and just applied it to this, basically, for real.
Okay. I want to say like I know you through my one of my best friends, Southside on the track.
Okay, yeah. That's
Eric,
my guy.
Yeah, Eric Cross. Yeah.
Yeah,
He told me he was like, look, I got a homeboy. He out there do these comic books, and they're gonna be worth some one day. He still has them in the plastic. That's why I never get to see what inside of, cause they was still in the plastic like till to this day. Yeah, so I just want to say that had to be like about 2013 14, something like
It had to
that.
be because I ain't started doing the comic books till 2018, so it probably like 2019 maybe. I remember it was early because what's the dude Airplane Charlie?
Yeah,
They had did a video and they had my post in the video. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I was like, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he been supporting. You know, it's a lot of people that been supporting since day one. Ray Baker. If they come to mind, as they come to mind, I say them. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate everybody, especially
Right.
from the Tri City. You know, because this is where I'm from. You know, I take this everywhere I go.
So you did receive a lot of love because you hear those stereotypes that my city they wasn't there for me, they didn't do this. I hear that a lot. I'm not from Columbus, and I can say that I have received a lot of love from Columbus, being a part of Tit for Tat. When I put myself out there, they accepted me. I felt accepted, and I'm not from Columbus. Would you say that you had the support of your city when you first jumped out? When you said 2018, right?
Yeah.
I know I researched it. 2018.
Mhm.
Did you have the Columbus, Georgia support?
Yeah, most of my main supporters came from Columbus first, as I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, get my feet wet in Atlanta, and I kind of made a name for myself up there. But yeah, because I think a lot of people they like what I'm doing. Number one, I feel like I understand what you mean too. Like I think in the music space, everybody kind of doing it, and it's kind of oversaturated, and some people feel like okay, me doing too much or celebrating you too much, taking away from my brand, and egos and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So being that I'm in a whole nother market, nobody feels threatened or so
Yeah,
it's kind of
right.
easier to support what I'm doing as opposed to me, rapping and stuff. And there's other rappers, so they're not gonna really celebrate me like that, because they trying to get their stuff
I,
on
bel
and stuff like that.
I believe you. I believe you because I got a lot of support from artists. I didn't get a lot of support from podcasters.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
can feel you on that because you are the only comic book that I know of that came out of Columbus. Again, I'm not from Columbus, but you are the only one that I know of. And the first time I saw you, you was at an event and you're so rememberable. When you see you, even if you never speak to you, I don't even think I spoke to you that night. You're so rememberable. The costume, you have branded yourself. And I remember I went something I read about you stated that you were done with brands. What made you actually say you were done with Nike and all of these different brands and you were gonna stick to the core of what you produce?
That and supporting other black up and coming businesses and stuff like that, and clothing brands. Mainly, I still own some, but I don't really like buy it no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to support other people that's coming up with their brands. Nike don't really need my support. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
And I actually have an influence. So like, if I can wear these new brands, it'll catch on to other people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should have more of a black economy, because the world kind of just uses us. You know what I'm saying? We spend the most in everything. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these other brands, they really don't care for us to spend with them like that. But on
Right.
the other side, they do because they know how important our dollar is. So like, I want to take the power of that and apply it to our own black economy. You know what I'm saying? With up and coming people, they got good stuff too. I be seeing a lot of different
That's true.
brands.
That's true.
I even got my
Bring them through now.
yeah, I'm doing my little shirts and clothing.
Okay,
and
okay,
shorts, you know what I'm
okay.
saying?
I might have to get me a blouse before you leave up out of here now. I
Yeah.
call them blouses. That's top quality there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a whole lot of X's on there.
Speaking of that, do you got stuff for the plus side people? Now, come on now. You know, I back swoles over here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? I only had like a few like large, mediums, and smalls, but I got, I'm putting in orders for that too. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get the ball rolling first, and I just got.
That right, that
you know,
right. Well, how does it feel to be a superhero to change it up? Because some superhero they had that same damn suit for so damn long, and you done got them.
Switched it up on, got a new black. That boy got a new outfit on now.
Your cape all silky and all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How it feel to switch it up?
I wanted to keep it interesting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it would have still had a powerful effect if I just keep the same, because then more people, because it's still people that haven't seen me, so they gonna remember that too. And it's how the character look in the book. You know what I'm saying? It's the original suit, but in real life, I'm like, let me make it interesting and just keep coming out with new different suits and stuff like that. And eventually, it's gonna trickle over down to the actual comic books. I'm gonna use some of these designs in there too.
So y'all gonna have suits for the other characters as well, or y'all working on that as well?
Cause I want me one for Halloween. I ain't even gonna lie. They brought it up. The DJ X can we order the suit if I want to know? Cause I think I can fit that. It might be tight. I think I can work that out right there.
I might make a mean black trash.
I know that. It's in there now.
I might put that shit on with that black trash.
Is that coming in the future? The opportunity to be able to purchase it.
Yeah, because the main thing is like being able to get it in bulk so it can be affordable for
I
people to
got
buy. You know what I'm saying? Because I do get a lot of requests because, you know, I meet a lot of cosplayers. It's people that want to cosplay as me. It's people that I want my kid to dress as homeless homeboy in Halloween and stuff like that. And to answer your question, I got other members and stuff like that. You know, we go by the first responders. I got Danix, I got Fit Phantom, and I got a new character that we just brought on, Melanite.
Don't get on them characters now.
Yeah, what about that boy be tricking off? Now that's a hell of a character.
Oh, Paymaster.
That is a hell of a character.
Nah.
How many characters I know like that?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's easy to make my story so relevant and relative because it comes from like my own like mind and like what we really came from. Right. And like when you see other comic books and stuff like that, you know, they put a black person, a black character, but it's coming from a white company. So it's not real authentic stories and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like I can tell the best story that, you know what I'm saying? So like a Paymaster, like you said, you know, a million of them, you know what I'm saying? We know a million of Black Trash, like Black Trash original story is he overworked and underpaid.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You know, when he got his powers, you know what I'm saying, he chose to get vengeance and you know what I'm saying, which everybody kind of, you know, like, man, if I had this, you know, I do things differently or, you know, screw the white man and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I got a real story about Black Trash. It was a guy named Black Trash. He was hey, you ever seen Boondocks?
Yeah.
Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
When I say that man look just like Uncle Ruckus, sound like Uncle Ruckus, act like Uncle Ruckus, but his name was Black Trash. I'll never forget it. I had broke down, my car overheated. AAA wouldn't come out because I ain't having no insurance or whatever. Mm-hmm. Man, this man came. He seen me broke down. He told me to the house, and I was like, hey, I don't have no money, and I pay you Friday. I give you 100. He wanted 75. I like, I give you 100. Mm-hmm. Man, he had called me. He was like, hey, you know who this is? I was like, nah, who this is? This is Black Trash. You ready to do that, young blood? I was like, yeah, I got that money for you. Where you at? Man, I went and paid him. When I say that, man, he was like, see, I can do business with you. Keep your word. But, hey, Black Trash, you was my hero. Cause he saved me. I was right there, like, Hilton Avenue. So, you know, in that area, you got a Grand Marquis running hot. And, you know, police bound to pull up. Yep, had a little weed on everything. So, Black Trash saved my day. Shout out to Black Trash.
Yeah, it's funny because that's where it came from. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody knew Black Trash. You know, he used to tow everybody cars. He had like a regular Ford pickup truck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He towed my brother car one time back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I like the name. You know what I'm saying? The story isn't really based on him, but I like the name so much. I'm like, man, that's a dope name. If I ever come up with something, I'm going to use it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I looked up all your characters now. I did. And I did realize the one I liked it the most. I'm fucking with Peaches. I like her vibe. I like what she got going on. Why she ain't got no superhero power? Why she ain't got extra strength like the rest of the character? Y'all had to make the one goddamn bad bitch, you know, because I'm going to call her a bad bitch. She out here doing men like that and stuff. Yeah. Why you don't left out all her super strength and shit?
Well, she is she actually like a alien creature, you know what I'm saying? Like she turns into an alien creature with superpowers and stuff like that.
It says she shapeshift. I got that down right here, and she mimic nature. I wrote my notes down.
Okay,
I wrote my notes down.
You did your research.
I did my research.
Yeah, she gonna definitely develop later on in the story, you know what I'm saying? Like I haven't even wrote that story completely. I just had the concept of it, so I put that down and I put the characters to it. Start putting a little artwork out, cause like that's Captain Side's villain or whatever. Cause he gonna kind of fall head over heels for her, and she really plotting on him. Cause like her species, they live off male testosterone. So like in order to consume a man, like they eat him. You know what I'm saying?
I seen she gotta make him fall in love. She gotta make him fall in love with him. I seen that shit. That's why I say she a bad bitch. She gotta make him fall in love.
Exactly. That's how she can, you know what I'm saying? She got to get a man at his weakest vulnerable point, like, you know, super lovey-dovey or like proposing and stuff like that, and then she consume them. You know what I'm saying? So her whole mission is to play on the dude. You know what I'm saying? To make him fall for her, and the rest is history. So like, it's easy to play on Captain Side because he like. And even with the names, I wanted to make names that speaks to like a regular name we'll come across and stuff.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
we can relate to them. Well, I know plenty of peaches. All on some little hookers. Hey, I'll just say
it. Be freaky. Peaches be freaky.
When you were growing up, what did you want to be? I'm gonna say about 8, 9. Everybody at 8 or 9 had this big idea of who they were gonna become. What did you want to become at about 8 or 9?
I wanted to be a veterinarian originally. You know what I'm saying? Because I like dogs. You know what I'm saying? I like other little animals and stuff like that. Until I started like going to pet stores and
Come
getting
on.
that smell, I was like, yeah, I can't make no career out of this. You know what I'm saying? As I got a little older, that's when I tried to tap into the music thing and stuff like that. And I don't even think with that I don't think I really wanted to be a rapper. I just had fun doing it. I know I can do it real good. You know what I'm saying? And like the way we came together, it was just like magic. I'm rapping, my homeboy Marcus rapping, my brother Q singing, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like 3 peas in a pod, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, Q Health, you know what I'm saying? He got his music, he doing his thing and
Shout
stuff
out,
like
shout
that.
out, now you.
Feel me? So y'all
Want to
definitely
be on the
tuning in.
light, y'all. He don't want to be. I told him he say one word, he gonna be on the camera all night in here in the TIT4TAT
That's all the
studio.
better reason to look him up because y'all don't even know what he look like now.
Yeah,
I gotta look him up.
you gotta look him up.
So, and like as I progressed in the music thing, I was like, man, I'd be like a ghostwriter or something. Because I never really like wanted to be a rapper. Like as far as like the whole thing that come with it and glitz and the glamour and stuff like that. Even with this, I'm popular from it, but if I ain't feel like I was the only one that could do this successfully, I wouldn't do it. I would have got somebody else to do it. Cause like I like to play the background a lot, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was always talented in the music and stuff like that. So it just because it's still art. Music is art. So I just transitioned into comic books and writing stories. I want to eventually write movies and other things outside of comic books. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. In one of your interviews, I saw that you said that you used to be shy. How did you transfer over to? I mean, you are in the spotlight. It's not like like you said, you could have got someone else to do it, but you were gonna be the only one that was gonna be able to be homeless homeboy like he was supposed to be. So, how did you mindset? What did you have to do to transfer over? Because I want to be a host. But for real, I can talk to y'all in this room, but I ain't really able to just do it.
You be psyching yourself out. Just
I
be
be
Terry.
tripping. I be tripping.
What
you had to do? Did you have some remedies or something?
I don't remember really. I don't know if I said that, but if I was speaking on that, it had to be like early, like back in the day when I was probably younger. Cause like ever since I've been doing music and like the hardest thing when I first started doing is to like go in the studio and like everybody there and you messing up and stuff like that. But I got over that like when I was 16. So like when I started hustling, I think that was another transition, because like now you trying to see people temperaments, what they like, what they respond to, how to take no's, because you're gonna get a million no's before you get one.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So like when I took on this and the idea came from like I was at Comic-Con because I ain't always had a suit. I started this in 2018. I ain't started wearing suits until like 2020. But when I went to Comic-Con, you know what I'm saying? Like I paid all the little money, got my booth, got a little embroidered shirt, you know what I'm saying, collar shirt. I'm ready, and I probably only made like $50 the whole 3-day weekend. And I seen that the local artist was overshadowed by like so much going on. But I noticed out of everything, like everybody dressing up, that's like the main attraction. So I was like, I can just do that, you know what I'm saying? And I always like a challenge, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always think outside the norm. So even when I started dressing up, I wasn't worried about how people respond to it. I know if I do it long enough, it's gonna resonate with the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And like I was telling somebody earlier today, I ain't even gonna say it's hate all the time. It's confusion. People are already conditioned a certain way when they see something that that's not normal, and you know what I'm saying, or something they don't normally see. And the first thing is judgment. You know what I'm saying?
I'm because I'm gonna say that now. Speaking of that, I ain't gonna lie. The first time I seen you, I was like, "What the fuck he got on?" Like I didn't know the concept behind, and then it wasn't to just like you say, it wasn't to be like, "Hey," it was just like it was out the norm. We was at a award. I think it was Quinn Mile Award show when I first seen you, and you was in the other suit, and I was so amazed. It wasn't to be like to talk about you, but it was like, what the fuck he got on? You stole my attention, and it stuck with me. And I saw a lot of people that night, but you and what's her name? The little skinny girl.
Lily. I call her Lily. Lulu.
Only
Lulu.
two Lulu, the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
two people I remember really.
Yeah.
I remember. So even though at first sight I was like, what the fuck, but it only made me go figure out what the fuck. That's what it made me do.
I ain't gonna lie, I like how you handle the situation when you had went viral at the gas station. Like it takes an intellectual to be able to put up with those comments and things negative. People trying to stop what you're doing, even though you could have been out there selling 3 5s, but you selling comic books. You know what I'm saying? So I like how you handle the negative feedback and still do you.
Yeah.
How do you handle it? Because I know you still receive it. The bigger you get, the more negativity you're going to receive. And it don't matter if you're doing spotless stuff. It don't matter if you're giving back to the community. The bigger you get, the more people going to hate on you. How do you handle that? What are you doing?
Well, one thing I kind of learned early, I understand psychology, human psychology, and how the brain works, and just over a general, what I'm saying, standpoint or whatever. It's like a balance, right? So even if you get hate, that means you're gonna get positive reactions too.
True,
if you ain't
true.
getting no hate, that means you probably ain't making no noise. You know
You're
what I'm
right. You're right.
Right.
And like I said, I always been like super confident, so I'm already expecting that. You know what I'm saying? The most I can do is just continue to work on my look. You know what I'm saying? My physical. I've been getting more physical fit and stuff like
I
that.
saw you lost some weight and stuff. I seen all that. You don't change. See, so you don't retire the other suit because you probably can't fit that other suit no more. You was a little rounder then. I see you been trying to work out. What's going on? Homeboy trying to get out there now.
Now let me find out you taking that Ozempic like kryptonite.
You know what I'm saying?
But they say Drake got that BBL now.
Yeah.
You get big now.
It's been getting crazy. Folks been getting surgery, abs, and all this type of stuff. I feel like we men. You know what I'm saying? We meant to go through all of that type of stuff to get to the goal. So like even doing push-ups and getting better at it make you feel better. You feel your body. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Getting leaner. You feel it getting easier. So like that's something you can't really buy.
Yeah, it build
Right.
that testosterone. 'Cause after you do some workout and I beat a nigga ass,
And,
boy.
and yeah, as far as the hate too, like we was talking about, it'd be more of like a judgment thing. And like going back what you were saying, like you were supposed to have that reaction. That's what I actually expect from anybody because, like I said, it's out of the norm. But what I do know, like you said, you're gonna remember that. Most people, they gonna always remember seeing me because I'm tall and I got a suit. It ain't Halloween, you know what I'm saying? So
It ain't, but I swear I ain't never gonna forget it. You out there walk past me with that cape. I think the cape brushed me and I looked and watched your ass the whole night. I think I was telling him, I was like, you know who that is? He was like, I know, man, do you know? I know. I was like, well, shit, I don't know who he is. What the hell he got on?
Yeah, and like I said, how psychology works. It's really like, sometimes it's a beehive. It's like a hive thinking too. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I remember one situation where I was out hustling and I was talking to some dude. He was all super tough and bro, I don't do no cartoons and all this whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, have a good day. And some girls came over there. Women like the biggest supporters. They support everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get the less judgment from them out of the men because like, man, it's a kissing contest.
Because we
You know what
want
I'm
to
saying?
see y'all be great. We want to see every woman, black woman anyway, want to see every black man do something or be something great.
Yeah.
It don't matter who you is. So I can feel that you can get a lot of love and support from women.
Yeah, and they came out, they bought the books, taking pictures, laughing it up, and the same dude came out the store. He was like, he noticed, he was like, hey bro, how much you said your books was? So like I understand like women are the tastemakers too, you know what I'm saying? Like men gonna follow what the women think because
Women
trying
make
to
it,
impress the women.
women make it break anything.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why you think niggas around here bumping sexy red like that? Because they know
Right.
the women gonna go crazy when they come
You
on.
right.
Starts working, you know what I'm saying?
Or when they buying bottles of XXL because they know the women like to drink it. It's
Exactly.
like,
You know what I'm saying? They buying what the women like. So that's one side of it. And just like I said, me just understanding human psychology. A lot of times when people do come off judgmental,
smart.
it
It's
still
smart.
resonate in their head, so they gonna do their research. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
When they come back, they be like, "Oh, bro, I like what you got going on. My homeboy got a booth from. He told me about you or whatever,
You right.
stuff like that." You know what I'm saying? So like, I know I just take it on the chin because it comes with it. You know what I'm saying? That's how
And
you know you
I
got the
feel
motion.
you on that because I definitely can see the I can see how I've just watching you from then to where you are now. I love the first look. I even love this one even more. The fitness of you being healthier. People don't understand when you become healthier, even your skin complexion start to look better. You know, it does something. So shout out to you because whatever homeless homeboy in the comic world for you is doing, it has definitely you're advancing. You're advancing.
Appreciate that.
Have you retired the other suit, or you just gonna
Yeah, I retired it. You know what I'm saying? I got like it's like my fourth suit, so I got like 3 other suits, and like they just kind of get beat up after a while too. That's another reason.
Oh,
Like, I
oh,
always
nigga,
got to get a new
oh,
suit.
my nigga, you find crime for real.
You know, like regular wear and tear. You know what I'm saying? So me being that I know that I got to keep switching up the suit. That's why I might as well switch up the design too. You know
You
what I'm
right.
saying? So yeah, it's just one of those things. So yeah, it's definitely retired because it look good thing though. It don't look that bad on camera, but if you see it in real life, it looks raggedy, like I got ran over.
Boy, that thing looked good when I seen it now. But that was about 2 years, maybe about 2 years ago. If you could say anything to your young self, the guy that wanted to be the veterinarian, if you could say anything to him, what would it be?
I would tell myself don't put my eggs in all in one basket because I did that with the rap thing, and I could have been on things earlier, but everything happened for a reason. It's on God's timing, so I was supposed to do this at the time I'm doing it. But like that's what I would say, like explore other avenues. You know what I'm saying? And like the way I started doing this, we always did the music, and I wanted to do something else too. So like me and my brother Marcus, you know what I'm saying, we had a house on Blackman Road, and it was just like an everyday episode.
That's making a noise on the.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
And every day it was a new episode. So like I just started writing little stories based off our everyday living. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of turned into like me writing real stories. And after a while I had like 16 chapters of one comic book. So I was like, let me try this out. And then when I moved to Atlanta, I started like learning about Fiverr. I know y'all heard about Fiverr.
Right.
I just looked it up. I didn't even know it was a real thing. Like people making comic books. It was just a wacky idea I came up with. And I seen like, okay, you can get people to draw it up. You know what I'm saying? So I did my first one. It wasn't that good, but I was proud because I'm like, dang, I actually did this. So then I kind of like later on in the year, I came up with the idea of Homeless Homeboy, and I just I've been pushing that ever since.
Do you design your own fits? Do you design your own next look for your costume or for your suit? Do you design it yourself?
Yeah, because I have a visual of like the design. Sometimes I collaborate with my artist. He have great ideas too. You know what I'm saying? So like he'll give me some ideas. He'll draw it up. So it'd be based on my ideas, but I collaborate with my artist. We got a good relationship. I've been utilizing him since 2018. He in Nigeria.
Okay. So speaking of that, because it is important that you do have a team. That's something that I can say TIT4TAT definitely pride ourselves on. I can't do everything. And when you see a homeless homeboy, you see you a lot, but I did see a lot of your team players. Shout your people out. Let's let them people know.
Shout out to Sherrod. You know what I'm saying? That's the Fit Phantom. That's my trainer. I work out with him Monday through Friday.
I had seen him in there. I ain't really do too much research on him because I realized he was
gonna
doing,
have your ass working out.
He was doing too much for me. I was sticking with peaches with trying to put spells on niggas and shit. I was gonna stick with what I know.
I'm definitely inspired by the working out, like just the whole gym. It's called Train or Die. Other people getting it in, so that just pushed me every day to want to go hard too.
You work out on your suit?
But you know what? I got like, cause I like to brand myself, so I got like a hoodie, a sleeveless hoodie with the logo on it. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm always trying to brand myself.
Oh yeah.
Like if you remember Power Rangers, they like even when they was out the suit, they'll wear that same colors.
Yeah, you right.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that in real life. So shout out to Nia. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna tell you how I met all of them. So I met Fit Phantom when I was, I started my workout journey in 2020 because I came up with the idea to do the suit. So I got to lose a lot of weight. I was like 310. You know what I'm saying? And then working out with him, I kind of got all the way down to like 260. Then I got down to 230, and I just kind of been up and down. You know what I'm saying, since then. But I met him at a park when I was jogging. I had already been doing it for like a month. And he was like, yo, I got these free sessions. Free? Yeah, I'm in. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, you done tune me in too.
I've been going, ever since, you know what I'm saying? And then one day, I was telling everybody about my comic books. He was very interested, and he was like, yo, bro, I always want to be a superhero. And he's like, bro, I even played Danny Boy, that's Homer's home with best friend. I was like, bro, you got a brand. Like we can brand what you got. You know what I'm saying? Because you already doing superhero stuff. You getting people in the community fit.
Oh yeah,
So
oh
like,
yeah.
Y'all was smoking when y'all had a conversation. Then
we had
Look,
just
man.
finished working out. You know what
They
I'm
were
saying?
working out. That's some business.
man, you know what? I always wanted to be a superhero.
Now, when it originally came, we probably was me and my brother and them and stuff like that. When I originally wanted to do it, but well, no, like I said, when I originally wanted to do the books, y'all, it probably some hot stuff, whatever.
Is that all of the characters in the book? Have all of the characters been something that you have really been through in your own life that you have really just brought to life? Like, you know, he's a part of your life right now. Is every character in this book? Because you had one dude, what his name, OG, whatever, selling drugs and shit.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
these some real people now. I want to know because I want to hit him up.
Some
He looked like he had some good stuff.
some of it is based on my experiences, and others is based on the experience of others and stuff that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? And stuff that like I look at a lot of things like a cartoon. Like I'm sure y'all see some cartoon characters every day. You know?
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
oh yeah, every day, every
So,
day.
yeah, it just come from real life experiences and just blending it with my art. You know what I'm saying? And putting it out there for people to resonate with.
Okay, okay.
And Nia, I met her when I met the 85 South Boys or whatever. It was a funny story how I met them. I don't know if y'all heard it, but
I saw the episode. You look a little high. I ain't gonna say nothing.
you know what I'm saying, because I had smoked in the background before I had went on set.
And I know them boys be smoking now. Them boys be smoking. Them blunts be.
And like I learned a lot from doing that interview because like that was like my first big interview.
Mhm.
And I was like real anxious and I was just thinking too hard. That's why I like doing more interviews because I get better, you know, at speaking and just being fluent with what I'm talking about and stuff like that. And it came a long way since that interview, but that interview put me in the spotlight a lot, like for real. Because I think right now I kind of got like 140,000 views on YouTube and stuff like that.
And you actually I can tell you've been in a lot of interviews because one of the questions we always have to tell people that are new to interviews is hold your mic up.
Oh yeah.
That's not something we having to constantly tell you because that's something that those are one of those traits that you just have to learn. Y'all see, I got my mic because I have to have the legs on it because I've been done fucked up some shit. But you can tell that you're good at interviews. What other interviews have you been on besides 85 South?
I did LaShawn, you know LaShawn and Deuce. Late night.
I need to look them up now.
Yeah, I did an interview with them. They in Columbus too. I did Bats United.
Okay.
We still got to do one in person too. You know what I'm saying? I did one online and stuff like that with both of them. Of course, the 85 South show interview up there. I did an interview with some cats called Big Talk, Big Game.
I need to look these people up now.
For Elite. I've been doing them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do street interviews. I just did a street interview on Edgewood up there.
I want to see Homeboy off the porch. Be on the porch with your whole.
Oh yeah.
I
jump off that motherfucker with the cape and everything.
Yeah, because they right up there. They located up there. I definitely do an interview with them. So I'm always open to interviews. You know, I like to spread what I'm doing, and like I said, just get better at it. And yeah, my team. Like I said, I met Nia at that event because how that happened. You know, like I said. I just walked up. I had the suit on. You know, somebody told me that they was giving away stuff in the community. So I walked up and I just told them, like, hey, I'm a volunteer. They ain't even questioning it. So I'm just out there helping them volunteer. And I kind of met the guys in the process. And I met the dude that's over the show, one of the producers.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yo, bro, I like what you're doing. You know, I like your book. I'm going to bring you on the show. So it happened like a half a year later, something like that. And I met her through that. You know what I'm saying? She was out there and she liked what I had going on. And she was like, yo, my kids say I look just like the character because she had bought the books. And then, you know, we had a few more conversations and she jumped in with us and she do like community wellness and, you know, yoga and stuff like women empowerment. So we needed that element too. You know what I'm saying? She like a pure woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we have to do our background checks.
Oh yeah, you definitely got to make sure you know who you dibbling dabbling with.
Yeah.
It's always good when networking actually come into play, and it makes I have networked with some people that I see that I'm gonna have long life relationships with. You know, like you have added your fitness coaching to your comic life. I have networking is good. Has it been easy to network with social media and on all those other different platforms? Because that's our problem. It's so many damn platforms. How are you keeping up with the networking on all the platforms?
That's a good question. So like up until I started doing this, I had just started doing Instagram, and I ain't really just posting nothing on there. But I wasn't doing TikTok because like I had to kind of do like talking to other people that's in the industry that like, bro, you got to do this, you got to do this. I know you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? We old, I'm 36, so like I was fine with Facebook, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you reach a wider audience by getting on different platforms, and it's different people, and the engagement is differently because the algorithm is different on each platform. You know what I'm saying? So like that's something amazing too. And I already kind of knew about analytics, so like I was like, okay, these people reacting what I'm doing. I need to do more of this. So I still got to get better with posting and stuff like that. But I'm really better like in person because like that's really easier. You know what I'm saying? It's people. It's an experience. You know what I'm saying? Because they not gonna forget. They gonna question. Some people gonna look. They might question later. Some people told me like, bro, I done seen you like 8 times, where I gotta see what you got going on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like a walking billboard. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely gotta get better with social media, but social media is different from in real life because social media don't always transition over into real life. You might have 1 million fans, but you might not even get a quarter of them to show up to an event. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Social media represents um like a smaller, what you call it, like when you think small, like you think short term, you feel what I'm saying? Like I can't even think of the word, but like it's so much, it's overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? It's overwhelming. So you see one thing, you see something else, you just flipping, you might be flipping for 3 hours, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that, but I'm just saying it's easier to kind of get sucked into that because it's so much entertainment, so it's easier to forget or to tune in to one thing specifically, because
that's why you gotta flood them homeless, homeboy. And that's another thing. That's the hardest part to do, because you gotta believe it's people out there that post 7-8 times a day.
Yeah,
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
I gotta get that committed because that's how you make it work.
Oh yeah.
Because it's gonna keep coming up on people. Like, let me see what he got going on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Seeing on the timeline, I'm like, you got something going on.
Yeah, so I gotta apply that in real life. Like I gotta apply that online like I do in real life.
Oh yeah. And then another thing I had to realize also, I'm a recorder. So I record every movement we make. I know it may be annoying to the men because, men don't want to take no damn pictures all the time, everywhere they go. So I record everything. So when I did go in there, I know the work that you have done. I did see different platforms with different levels of different work that you have done. That Facebook was beat. I can see it all. I see how you're pouring into Instagram. So I wanted to know how you are able to maintain the balance between social media and still having to do the work on the streets.
Well, I commit myself to, like, after I do something, I make sure I capture it and document it, and then I just try to I stick to a plan. Okay, I'm either gonna post at 9 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon, 5 or 9, because those are four times where people mostly on their phone.
Gotcha.
So like, I just kind of put a timer on my phone when I know I did an event. Okay, I need to post these pictures the next day. It don't be that bad. It's just about organizing it. You know what I'm saying?
That's some good news there, though.
I just study people. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of easy to study different people and personalities. You know what I'm saying? Because I really listen, and I learn from people instead of just like always being about myself and being tuned out. I always just kind of tune in.
Cause with that kind of thinking, like, you'd be great at marketing. Like, that's what marketers supposed to be doing, and they probably ain't even doing it like you doing it.
And that's something that, that's for the people in the back that don't know. For all the people in the back that don't know, those are some of the times that we try to make our posts. If I'm gonna make a post, I'm gonna try to make it when people getting off of work, because that's the first thing we want to do is scroll and see what was going on all day. So you gotta find the timeline for the people on your timeline.
Because 9, that's when people first probably getting up, getting moving around. They're gonna check their phone. 12, lunch break. 5, they getting off at 9 before they go to bed. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be on it all them times, all those times. That's when I'm on my damn phone. You right? I swear.
Man, I be bucking. I be at work still on the phone.
I always try to ask somebody this right here question, and when it comes to writers, when it comes to your comics, what is something that is really interesting that most people don't notice when they first get your book? They don't notice it immediately, but you be like, damn, I want everybody to catch that.
The detail, like the crucial details that be in like most panels, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sold out all my regular comic books. I wish I had one so I could show you, but it's like one page in particular, like it showed like them looking through the gate, and they got like the background blurred, and it just looked real like a movie shot. You know what I'm saying? And the amazing thing about that is like I come up with a story in my head, and like I ain't even really have an idea what Black Trash was gonna look like or nothing. I just had the idea, you know what I'm saying, and the description. And when he bring it to life, it'd be like, wow, like he, you know what I'm saying. This is it. I ain't know what it was gonna look like, but this is amazing. But it's on par with what I was talking about. So that's like an amazing. It's like coming up with a new hot song. You know what I'm saying? It's the same
Oh, yeah.
feeling. You know, so I love that feeling from creating and helping others create too. You know what I'm saying? To see them happy about their artwork and see that I helped them cultivate it. You know, it's just a good feeling.
I
When
got you.
it comes to comic books, gotta ask this question: are you Marvel or are you DC?
Um, it's funny because when I first started doing comic books, I wasn't even really. I was just a nigga, just a regular guy. I said, word again. I was just a regular guy, just doing regular stuff, and I ain't even really outside of stuff, movies that I seen on TV, like Spider Man and stuff like that. I never really read comic books, so I just kind of took this on like I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that nobody's really doing in the inner community and stuff. So let me expand on this, you know what I'm saying, and kind of create a new lane instead of following a bridge that's already built. Let me build my own bridge. But when it comes to Marvel and DC over the years, I have started getting into it. Um, Batman is my favorite of all time, but like as a whole, I'm gonna say Marvel got more interesting characters. You know what I'm saying?
You team superhero or you team villain? I'm
Um,
team villain because the villain can do everything. I don't know what it is. Them villains did. I don't know what they be doing with the villains. The villains be able to do everything, but stay out of jail. Are you
yeah.
team villain or team superhero?
I mean, I gotta say Team Hero. You know what I'm saying? But
I got you. I got you.
but even when you speak about villains, because everybody a villain to somebody's story, right? So like even when you look into some of the villains' background, they don't be inherently evil or like just born that way. It's a situation that turned them to that. Like
True.
Trash, Black Trash. He had a hard life, and just society was just crapping on him. You know what I'm saying? So like he used his power and that leverage of that to get back on people. And on the flip side of that, homeless home, but he used it for good because he was grateful for the people that took him in the community. So he felt empowered and you know what I'm saying compelled to protect them in return. You know what I'm saying, made him a better person because he was also on hard times. So like even with that, two similar backgrounds, choosing two different paths, but still based on how we dealt with society and how we was conditioned to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
What? How did you get homeless homeboy? Where did that mind state come from? What portion of your life created the name homeless homeboy?
Um, I don't know. It just kind of came to me. I always wanted to use homeboy in something. You know what I'm saying? And it was a random situation with a friend. um, nah,
He done started talking now. He about to be on light now. Now y'all about to see this special character in the room now.
Yeah, the truth.
I had a friend. You know what I'm saying? He was down on his luck at the moment, and he was riding around with me, and I was looking out for him and stuff like that. And somebody I was working with, I had took him to break, took him to his crib around the street on break a few times, and he used to be in the car with us. Sometimes he'll be talking, sometimes he'll be asleep or whatever. And one day he asked me about it. He was like, "Man, how your friend been?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "You talking about my homeless homeboy?" And he was like, "Man, don't call him that." But the name, I was like, "Dang, that's a dope name." But I built everything else around the name. But that's how the name came about.
Gotcha. So it wasn't just a path, like you weren't just homeless and stuff like that.
No, but I always empathize with the homeless. I always did want to do something towards the homeless. I remember like some years back, probably 2013. I remember I reached out to people in the city, like, "Yo, let's do this." I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? Do something towards the homeless. I remember I reached out to 100. He like, "Yeah, I'm down with it." It was a few other people. I just remember him because I didn't even know him personally. I remember seeing him in the city, but he answered the reply. And there was a lot of people that was on board. So I felt like it just a full circle moment when I came up with that because it was just a book idea. But then the more I started wearing the suit, the more I did feel like the actual character. Because like kids, they looking at it like, wow, like they amazed, like I can be a superhero. You know what I'm saying? And like, what the character represent in the book. You know what I'm saying? As far as helping the homeless out, I wanted to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And make everything that I'm doing make sense and create another full circle moment.
Have you ever seen Blank Man?
Yeah. I remember it vaguely. I remember it was a parody though, and that's another
Yeah,
thing too. You know what I'm saying?
But if you remember, like he kind of like a homeless homeboy because his lair was in the sewer. He got down.
Hmm.
He made goddamn all his inventions out of trash. Like
Mm,
it has a real homeless homeboy feel. So
that's great because I don't remember the movie all the way, but you know how sometimes your subconscious, so it probably bled into some of my real stories. My subconscious probably remember some of those details. But I remember that, and that was something that I wanted to do too. I wanted to put the seriousness of black comic books or black superheroes because Blank Man, and then it wasn't. It was just kind of like
Meteor Man. Oh, hey,
that was hard though.
that Meteor Man.
And it wasn't a parody, but it still looked like a parody because of what Blank Man did before. You know what I'm saying? So now it kind of created this trend of like black
But
superheroes is just making fun of white superheroes.
Oh yeah, and when it comes to comics and being into this new field, I realize now I watch more podcasting than I've ever watched when I became a podcaster.
Hmm.
What are some of your favorite comic books that is not Homeless Homeboy?
Um, Batman, because Batman, he really got a depth to his story. A lot of these comic books, like even Spider Man, like when you read the comic books, it's like wow, like it's very surface level what we see on the movies and stuff like that. But they really got some real in depth stories, like people putting real thoughts into it. So that's what made me want to take my own writing very serious because it's like it's real stories. It's just
Oh
comic
yeah,
books. It's like reading another type of story or book, but it's just in the comic book
they
form.
got pictures in it and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
like it.
I say my favorite comic book of all time probably would be the Hulk. I can't remember what version it was, but I think it was called the End. And then it was like when everybody on Earth died, and he was the only person still alive, and he was
Uh
just
huh.
miserable, and trying to kill himself, and he couldn't. And
Uh huh.
he ended up finding somebody else. But it was a real good story. And that was like the first story I read that made me want to take it more serious, like as far as my writing.
I
Oh
got you.
yeah,
And
that sounded real deep. That made me want to like what episode that is.
I know. You made me want to tune into it. You as a writer, do you ever go into where you have, they call it writer block or
Writer's block.
write? Yeah. What do you ever get in that state?
Yeah, I treat it the same way I did with music. With music, some songs I hear the beat and I just finish it right then or finish most of it. Sometimes it take me 3 weeks to put it together or longer, or I just forget about it and come back to it. Do the same thing because like I don't believe in really rushing it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you always should come back fresh with fresh ideas and stuff like that. So when I say it's really parallel, I still do it when I write my music. Like if I get stuck, I just come back to it, forget about it, come back with a fresh brain. So I do that with stories. You know what I'm saying? But like amazing. Like when I'm writing, it keep flowing a lot. You know what I'm saying? More than when I'm rapping and stuff like that. So I rarely get a. I mean, I'm gonna say I do because it's a lot I write. So like I do have a stopping point, and I just come back to it when I feel like thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? It never be no pressure on it though.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Is it a long period pause or? For the writers that are out there, you saying you take a pause and you just come back the next day, or sometimes you have to take longer.
Well, with comic books, it don't be no long pauses. Like Homeless Home, where I probably wrote that in like the first one, I probably wrote like in 3 days. The second one, I probably wrote like in a week, and the third one probably like in about 3 days. So it's easier to write because like you're not confined to like rhyming and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So you can kind of just keep spilling and keep coming up with ideas because I
Gotcha.
got a lot of ideas. I write it down a lot of ideas, then I see if they apply to what I'm writing, and then I just go from there.
You said you have a lot of ideas. Do you have alternate endings?
Um, like
Is
for the
it an
stories,
ending? Is it an ending out there of Homeless Homeboy that nobody else have heard? Only you because you decide to go with something different.
you talking about like something I already completed and like
Like the alternate endings. I read that a lot of because I did some research and I realized that you wasn't just a writer. I didn't even know that a cartoonist was a person.
yeah.
But it did state that you are considered a cartoonist. And cartoonists have a lot of alternate endings where they may say instead of it being a good ending, they may give it a bad ending. Do you have situations where you have alternate endings?
No, I never even tried that. I might should try that. You know what I'm saying? But no, I don't. It'd be like just completely what I thought and what fits. You know what I'm saying? Because I think
Gotcha.
hard on what I'm continuing to do. Like, because it don't always make. I might. Well, yeah, I guess I could say that because I might write an ending and I might not like it and scrap it and just
Hmm.
finish it in a different way.
Gotcha. That's that alternate
But
ending.
there you go. So yeah.
I'm going ahead. Go ahead, Unc, because I was talking too much. I'm done. I'm done.
I almost forgot my question. But when you with the show, is it gonna be animated or live action?
Oh, it's gonna be live action. That's why I'm like getting back into acting classes and this something I ain't even required. But this I'm so serious about my craft. Like I remember doing music. Like I'm super serious. It's songs that people never heard because like I do it and I'm like, nah, I don't like that. So like I'm like that with everything. I take it super serious. So me getting into acting, I know how hard it is. Like it took for me to actually go to acting class to really see like it's a whole art behind this. A lot of people feel like I feel like a lot of people can watch a movie and feel I can do that, but it's so much layers to trying to act
Right.
in just one scene. You know what I'm saying? So it's live action. I'm doing that. You know, like I said, getting fit. You know what I'm saying? Doing the fitness, boxing. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, gonna get back into martial arts. So yeah, I'm really trying to take it there.
So, when it comes to casting the other, superheroes, are you holding like auditions, or you already got a set amount of people
Um,
you already got in mind?
Now we definitely got a whole audition. That's one of the things. Like I got a few people that's already kind of set that's gonna play a role. Like shout out my man Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? He gonna play Black Trash.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about the beat maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? But you know us, the first responders, me, Sherrod, Kia, and Nia. You know, but outside of that, I don't really have like no solid people. You know what I'm saying? I got prospects too. Like I got the guy that's supposed to be playing Paymaster. Brandon Dunn. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy too. So, but yeah, we definitely gonna hold auditions. Columbus gonna be the first to know. You know what I'm saying? It's my town. I really wanna dig deep and see if it's real talent that can really, you know what I'm saying? Because it's come from the city, and like I do a lot of putting on like for my city. Like you know when
I
I be
seen
out
it
there.
in every interview. You said you
Yeah.
made sure the people knew exactly who you from, where you
Every
from.
time, every
You know
time.
what I'm saying? Cause I know we don't get a lot of light, and then being I'm the first person to really do this over a wide variety is even crazier that I'm the first person in Columbus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know, it's powerful. It's a lot of talent down here. So I want to shed that light on people down here first. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna hold auditions. We definitely gonna do that. It's gonna be a whole professional thing.
And so y'all gonna have scenes here in Atlanta.
Um it's probably gonna be in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it depends. Like I might try to get some scenes down here, but I know as far as the production and stuff like that, they taking care of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, we gonna collab on everything. So like, if we can come up with some good scenes down here, we'll definitely probably come down here too.
Okay, cause if you need an extra now, hey, I like skits or funny. Like, hey, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down for all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, like for real. And I'm gonna definitely keep y'all in the loop with like what I be had going on. It be a lot of stuff going on up there too, man. Y'all make that little hour and a half
We'll
trip.
pull up now. We'll that ain't that far, so we'll definitely pull up. We like to support our people. When people come in the studio, we make sure they know we feel the love. We gonna constantly share. We're gonna if you have an event and we ain't got nothing going on, we gonna pull up on our people. We pull up on our people. It don't matter where they at. We pull up out of time. We going to St. Petersburg, Florida in July for some people. So we gonna pull up for our people. I did want to. What is something that you hope that people your comics would influence the people, influence and inspire them? What is something that you hope they can
Um,
take away from them?
the main thing I want people to get from my comic books is that they can, you know, they shouldn't be ashamed of what they want to do or they kind of gave up on and just try it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, we only get one life to live, so I feel like me doing this is like the epitome of that, like just stepping out of my comfort zone and just trying something. Like it was no way that I was gonna know how this was gonna play out. Like I'm doing I don't know nobody else doing comic
You
books.
right.
I ain't seen nobody doing this, so I'm gonna just try it because I like a challenge or whatever.
Have you seen a lot of, and I don't like to take it to the race card, but sometimes we do have to normalize it, the conversation. Have you seen a lot of black comic cartoonists?
Oh
Have
yeah.
you ran into a lot of them versus people of different races?
Um, mainly like at Comic Cons, like because like I promote mine so differently. Like even the comic book community, they kind of take note of what I'm doing. But like even they kind of be like they kind of shy away from some of the stuff because they be scared to. I don't be scared to get kicked out of none. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm finna
right.
come in and do my thing. You're
You
gonna have to
right.
kick me out. If y'all
Yeah.
kick me out, so be it. I didn't been kicked out of places.
I got
you know what
here
I'm saying?
though.
I remember I got kicked out of one concert. Well, I just think I went in the pay area. I ain't pay or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he seen me. He like, And he walked with me. I'm like, bro, you ain't gotta walk with me. He was like, bro, I want everybody to see I'm walking with a superhero. I was like, yeah.
You should let my ass stay in here then.
Exactly. But for the most part, the way I do it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they be like, man, he doing this thing. But some people like, bro, you know, you ain't paid or whatever. But sometimes you know what I'm saying, I get a little boo. But I like to be on feet more than anything. Because,
Oh yeah.
you know, I feel like a sitting duck just standing there waiting on people to walk by. But, like, I can walk around and talk to people
You
and
right. You right.
converse with people. And, you know what I'm saying? So it works better for me. But, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just do my thing or whatever, you know, and you just gonna have to tell me otherwise, but I'm gonna
I
do
feel you. I feel that's how I saw you.
So what if Party City get at you and be like, hey, we need these homeless homeboys costumes
Oh yeah.
for Halloween? Like, is that a goal?
Yeah, definitely. That's something I ain't thought of, but definitely I do it. We could do a license deal on that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to eventually catch on to a wider audience outside of Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get different endorsement. You know what I'm saying? Opportunities. So I'm gonna go for it, especially if it makes sense. Especially something like that. Yo, that's something I definitely do. Because at least in the Atlanta area, it'll be a lot of kids that recognize the costume and they'll be like, oh yeah, I want to be that. You know what I'm saying? I got the book and stuff like that.
You think you could take Black Lightning?
Um, Of course, I'm gonna say yeah. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
lot to say.
I'm
You
gonna say yeah.
You better say yeah.
When it comes to when we going into the what question I had? I don't slide. Oh, how do you prioritize between being Derek and homeless homeboy? How do you give them both the same amount of, because you still Derek, but when you're in this suit, you are homeless homeboy
Yeah.
to everybody else.
I ain't gonna lie. At one point, it was kind of hard to decipher the two. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been doing this so long, and it's like my everyday, all day. You know, it's like I'm not playing a character, but I kind of am. But I'm still being myself. So, like, even when I went on certain dates, they'd be like, or when I'm talking to a girl, they'd be like, "What you do for fun?" I'm like, "Dang, I really don't do that." Because, like, what I do is fun, but this is all I do. You know what I'm saying? So I have to find a way to just get out and do more. But I've been doing more of that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so fun. I feel like every day I do this, I'm going to get closer to where I'm trying to go. So, like, sometimes, you know, that'll take the lead. But, you know, I still do regular stuff. Like, if I really, to be honest with you, the only time I really do regular stuff if I'm probably going on a date or because I'm always doing this. Like, if we go to the
Gotcha.
club, I'm in the suit, we promote, you know
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? So I just made it a lifestyle.
You gonna use your superhero voice in the rest of this interview?
I don't really have one. It's just my regular voice. It's just my.
You gotta have a superhero. Man, Batman got one. Like that the greatest one. It'd be so simple.
Them be the little things on their suits though. You gonna have to get you one of the little walker talkers on that suit
Yeah,
then. You know
change the voice.
the little voice changer.
Even with creating things though, I kind of want to let it come to me. Like people, you got a motto? I don't have one yet, but it's gonna come. When it comes, it's gonna be
yeah.
dope. You know what I'm saying? So like all of that.
Don't need that voice now. I'm telling you, y'all finna go live action.
You getting so big. Do you take some of the advice that come in because you're getting I can see the more that's piling on, the more work you're doing. Your name is blowing up everywhere. How do you make sure that you're giving homeless homeboy the more add on and not staying in that one spot, because it's easy to become repetitive.
Yeah.
How do you keep adding on to your character? Do you add on to your character?
Yeah, being innovative is, you know what I'm saying, the biggest thing about business. Like if you stay in one spot and stay stagnant, then you'll eventually die off, or people will just get tired of it. So I just try to, you know, brainstorm and just come up with new ideas. Like podcast, it's new. You know what I'm saying? Like taking this route and like I said, like, let me reach out to everybody in Columbus that's doing podcasts. You know what I'm saying? And kind of get my name out down here more since I'm not down here. People can't just see me. So at least let me, you know, get my face out there and more recognition from the podcast.
You right. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Hey, I was looking forward to it because I be seeing y'all be doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like the whole thing, the whole setup. Hey, I love it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't even want this to end. You feel me?
Look now.
Any question, I'm ready to answer it. But yeah, it's all about staying innovative because when you stagnant, that's a dream killer. So me just taking advice from others or learning from others or seeing people do something a different way, you know what I'm saying, and just applying to what I do, you know.
What's your favorite character, not homeless homeboy, out of all of them? The one you enjoy writing about the most?
Definitely K9 the Hunter. You know what I'm saying? I like his aesthetic look. You know, the story is different.
Okay.
I dedicated to, you know, because I got a lot of African fans, you know, because that's most of my artists and stuff. So I put his bases in like African, roots and stuff like that. I had a African guy. He helped me write it. He co-wrote K9 for me. And it's like the suit is based off of pit bull. You know, it sounds like nobody never really did that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So it's like
okay.
a pit bull, and the whole story. It's pretty cool though. You know what I'm saying? We still writing. Part two. We finished part one, but we put out like a little short snippet. A mini snippet is in the back of Homeless Homeboy too. So I say that's probably my favorite one. Him or Drunken Assassin. Drunken Assassin is just a dope concept. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gotcha.
and the look dope. You feel me?
Gotcha.
So how many units of your comic book have you done since you started?
Like as far as sold them,
Yeah.
I haven't really kept an accurate count, but I would say at the minimum 5,000, probably more, probably 10, because I've been doing it constantly since 2018.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I got like almost 10,000 followers, and like 80% of them people I met in real life. So I know if I met 8,000 people, I probably sold a good amount of comic books.
Oh, yeah.
With that, you know what I'm saying? So, probably like 10,000. You know what I'm saying?
When are they gonna be back in stock? Cause look now they out of stock now. You can't be coming up here. I can't get no book now.
Yeah.
I like the colors.
I got the I got the coloring books and I got the mini comic books. You know what I'm saying? I can check them out.
Okay, I want to buy me. I want to bring my child into another world. For the parents that are out there watching right now, this is not something we grow up to want to be. A lot of people don't. I've never heard someone say, I want to be a comic book writer. I've never heard nobody say I want to be a cartoonist. So this is something that a lot of people, I want them to be able to see that, like you said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I was reading about that on somebody else's post, where he stated where he had to change from being an artist over to something else, so that because he was putting all his eggs in one basket, and the artist field is so competitive here. There are, I hate to say it, but Columbus, Georgia, it got 30,000 goddamn artists.
Yeah, and be real, like, I'm super critical on my own stuff, so I know when other stuff isn't that good. A lot of people aren't really that good, and I don't think they have a real circle around them that actually tell them like, "Yo,
They
that
don't.
ain't it." And like,
It's hard though. It's hard because I be lying to some people sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I be lying. I be like, that shit fine. You look over there. You don't be lying. I be lying sometimes. That shit be trash as hell.
I try to send my brother my Homeboy solo song, and we're like, "Bro, I'm not listening to that." You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's your real friend supposed to tell you the truth.
And we don't have a lot of.
That ain't it. That is not it.
And I always surrounded myself with real people for the most. So like, but I was always more super critical on my own. So that's why I can say that, because like I never put it out, but I done had stuff like, yeah, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of people feel like everything they put out is it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one part of it. I feel like if you actually good, and even if you ain't really good, if you just do the work, if you out here long enough, people gon', you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's gonna if you put out 1,000 songs, at least one is gonna be
consistency.
Hot, right?
You right.
You know what I'm saying? So people will catch on, and if you get people on board the whole time, they just waiting on that one single to break or whatever. But I feel like a lot of people need to humble themselves and like really like, have some real people around them and have a real ear for music. Cause like I really don't understand how somebody put out some trash and they hear like other stuff like, I can name drop any Lil Baby, Lil Wayne, anybody, like it don't sound nothing that would be played in the same vicinity.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that should tell you something right there.
I think a lot of people make music for Columbus. They don't make music for the world. A lot of people make music just for Columbus, and the reason why I say that is because you transfer them out of Columbus. You left Columbus. Was that a career decision to go to another city? Was that something you had to do for Homeless Homeboy, or was that just something like, oh, I'm finna get up out of here?
I didn't know what I really wanted to do, because like even at that point when I moved, like I had wrote some of the comic book, but I had really forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? But when I moved, I was like, I gotta do something outside of Columbus, because at least Atlanta is closer. It's a bigger market.
Mm-hmm.
I know I at least meet people, because even when we was rapping and doing the showcases, like we only rapping in front of other rappers. Like we not rapping in front of like executives from Def Jam and stuff like that. So like that's why I say we was just doing it for fun. But I know like if I want to do something serious, I gotta be in a wider market where people you can bump shoulders with, that can take you to the next level and stuff like that. So when I moved up there, my homeboy Solo, we were talking one day, like in 2018. He was like, "Bro, don't forget about the comic books." I'm like, "Dang, I forgot all about it." And at that point, I had the resources like Fiverr and stuff like that, so I kind of deep dove into it from there.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Atlanta having one of the biggest homeless and things of that nature. Like, do they support you, or they feel like you making fun of what they got going on, or they like, oh yeah, this our hero. They fucking with what you got going on.
Well, yeah, because how I play out, like the first thing, like, what the hell you got on? So they give me room to explain, and I tell them I'm homeless homeboy. So the initial reaction be like, huh? Like, what you mean? Or they'll laugh because it's funny. It's a funny name. But then I tell them what I represent, and then like they on board. They're like, okay, yeah, respect that. You know what I'm saying? And the homeless stuff up there is really crazy. Like
it is. That's what I was wondering. I was like, because it'd
It's
be so
heavy
many
out there.
people. It's so many people under them exits, and like,
and just like
it's looking like a whole little village under there. Like,
you can go to Edgewood, you can go to Little 5 Point. Literally, you will be walking on the sidewalk, somebody's laying right there on the sidewalk,
right.
people stepping over, they fine. So it's like it's so dumbed down to like people just ignore it. You know what I'm saying?
You right.
Like, if they feel like they ignore it, then they, you know what I'm saying, they not being judged or whatever. But I feel like we can all do something to help. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to use my influence to shed light on that and do it in an interesting way through art. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Entertainment.
You definitely took the art to another level for a lot of kids out here in Columbus. Now you have given comic books to kids. I'm not even gonna lie. I grew up around boys, and I don't think I've ever seen them read comic books.
Exactly, because it wasn't an open possibility. It wasn't a conversation like in our inner circle and our peers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
We talking about what we see. We watch BET and stuff like that. So we want to do music. We wanted to do even fashion. Like that wasn't even a topic. You know what I'm saying? We want to do music. We want to do sports. You know what I'm saying? But now it's a wider variety of things you can do. You got podcasts and you got social media doing content creators,
Oh yeah.
fashion. Kanye kind of bust that wide open now.
Oh yeah.
Everybody kind of into fashion. So like I put my own mark on things and hey, we can be comic book creators and not realizing like it's actually a big world of comic book creators.
It is. It is like when I did the research on it, I didn't realize. That's why I said I've never heard of it growing up. And I grew up around a whole lot of boys, and I wouldn't even say comic books are just for boys because there are other comic books that are out there that are for women or little girls. So that was just something I didn't see. This is something new for Columbus. This is something new for the people or for our people, for the culture.
Man, comics been around for a while. I remember.
You watched comics back in the day.
Yeah,
you was the only kid though. That shit don't count.
The only kid.
You watched.
I was just a baby.
You was a baby. That don't count. You got everything now. You got.
You remember? You can remember when they had comics in the newspaper. I used to read in the newspaper like comics.
The most I got was on the back of the cereal box.
Yeah, it's been around for a minute, and then like when I started really getting into the world, I realized like mainly stuff that's mainstream got comic, like Sonic the Hedgehog got comic books. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came from comic books.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's even The Walking Dead got comic books.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, huh? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like when I see other creators, I be seeing them at Comic-Con, and it's kind of parallel with the music thing too, because a lot of people can create, but they don't know how to promote it. They the same way, like they'll create a book and then they just kind of sit on it. They only go to Comic-Cons, they kind of do stuff like that. So I'll be like, bro, you gotta engage with these folks. You folk walking by your table, you smiling and stuff, trying to, trying not to get them to break eye contact. No, engage with them, talk to them. You can't be afraid to get shamed or whatever your fear is. You can't be afraid of that. You got to get your stuff out because you never know how people are gonna receive it. Opening up a conversation, people are like, oh, okay, I didn't know what you had going on. Yeah, they wasn't gonna ask either. So you gotta open up that conversation.
Oh yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, you might pique their interest and they might buy it. I actually, one time I was walking by and the dude was like, hey, check out my book, whatever. So he told me about it. I checked it out, and I was just trying to give him some pointers. I was like, bro, you gotta do this, whatever. And somebody walking by, I was like, look, watch this. I was like, hey, check this out, check my man's out, and I just regurgitated what he told me about his own book, and she bought it. So he looking like, how you do that? I was like, you just gotta, you gotta get out there. You gotta be confident. People like confidence.
Yeah, confidence sells. Like when you buy something in a store and you ask their expertise and and they acting like they don't know about the product. You
I
ain't
don't
gonna take them
want it.
serious. I'm gonna go holler at Steve because Steve like he got one of these at
You
home.
right. You right.
Yeah, and Steve might upsell you too. He might be like, you know, if you get this, you know what I'm saying, we gonna do this for this price or whatever, whatever. And you be like, oh dang. Now he just did an upsell. That's what really marketing is for real. You know what I'm saying? Piquing people's interest.
What makes you stand out from other cartoonists, other comic books? Because there's superheroes in all other comic books. What make you stand out? Even if the superhero don't look like a superhero, there's a superhero in every story.
Yeah.
What makes you different from all the others?
Mine's really speak to like our community. It speaks for like our upbringing and things that's familiar. Like, you know, it's superhero stuff, but like when you read the in-depth story, you be like, dang, like my cousin going through this. You know what I'm saying? Something we can really, really relate to. Like, I like other little black characters and stuff, but I haven't really seen nothing I can actually relate to. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to be that person that put that out there, so other people can be like, okay, this more than just a comic book. I actually like the story. People that buy 80% of people that buy my book buy it because of how I promote it and they support what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
But when they actually read it, they'll be like, bro, that's actually a dope story. So most people, they'll just keep it and hold it, like you said, Southside. Most people hold on to it because they see the value in it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something they never seen. But some people actually crack it open. They see like how deep and relative the story is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what kind of made me stand out in the way I promote it. Like I said, like I be a little bit everywhere. Birthday bash, I be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I meet all these different people. And like even when you meet like celebrities or people in different positions, they really don't take you serious until because they see people all the time with talent and
I don't know now, cause it seems like T.I. done want to goddamn put some money behind you. How that looking?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I definitely salute T.I. He definitely was real supportive and he gave me that content. But I know like after I see him like 5 more times, he can be like, hey bro, look, what you got going? Let's have a conversation. Cause now I'm hard to ignore. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it comes with when you meet celebrities. You just got to keep doing the work. You know what I'm saying? And like they gonna see you. Like I seen Boosie somewhere. I didn't even acknowledge him or even walk up to him or nothing. Like, but he definitely seen me. He gonna remember that when he see me again or something like that. And he made sure he walked by me like 3 or 4 times to see if I was gonna say something.
Nigga, guess what, nigga? I seen a superhero, nigga.
For real.
And, you know, just coming with the same energy, like, you know, I'm a biggest fan of God. So like, you know, everybody else, we all just humans. You know what I'm saying? So like, I never just be fanned out over nobody. And I feel like, shoot, I'm big as you. You feel what I'm saying? That's my attitude. So like, that's what my conversation gonna be if the opportunity to present itself. Like the opportunity to present itself with T.I. So we was just me and Treehouse. We was in we was coming out of.
Hold on. You can't just goddamn throw right. You gonna have to make Treehouse character that. Goddamn, shout out to Treehouse and he goddamn promotion. Don't nobody promote themselves more than Treehouse.
Yeah, and like, you know what I'm saying? We was doing the hooligan stuff, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot we got a lot of ideas from him. He very innovative on promotion.
He definitely he really is. You know we did an interview with him and I realized he's very intelligent. He's very intelligent when you actually really get to know who Treehouse really is. A lot of people are intimidated by different personalities. Yeah. He have a very distinctive personality. Either you like him or you don't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's with most people. You feel me?
Yeah.
You don't like it or not.
You either gonna like it or you're not.
Or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with either way. You know what I'm saying? And he real innovative. I got some ideas from him. We was slanging the CDs and stuff like that. My idea to get back in the shirts because he do his shirts. I'm like, yo, bro, I stopped doing it. I need to get back into that. So, I like being surrounded with other innovators and stuff like that. But yeah, he was out there with me. He recorded it. He was like, that's Tip right there. I was like, for real? And then we seen him walking up and stuff. And I was like, hey, what up, Tip? I told him what I had going on. I was like, can we get some content? He's like, yeah, I got you. And he stood out there for about 2 or 3 minutes. I cut it to like the main parts, but it was really longer than that. And you know, he's seen something in that. But like I said, it just take for me to keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't asking no number or none of that.
Oh yeah,
you gonna see me again.
You gonna see. Yeah,
I actually seen him before because we played in a movie together. Like I was doing like background acting, and we was like in a scene together. It was like a small scene or whatever, like in like 3 seconds, whatever.
Is that what's coming next for you? You done threw it in there. Is acting what's coming next for you?
I think that's what God got him in my path at least some point, because even when I did that back in the day, because that was like in probably 2018, because I was just like, let me just try this just to see if I can meet other people. You know what I'm saying? That's before I had the suit. I was like, let me just see if I can meet people and stuff like that. I think it was like 2019, and the scene was cool. We did the scene like 10 times until we got the right scene or whatever. And I was like, bro, I can't do this. Like, just standing on the set the rest of the hours, like 8 hours and stuff, but it comes with it. But I was like, this ain't for me. But getting this opportunity to do my own show, it's like, okay, gotta bring this back to me. So I must need to, get into this. And, it forced me to step out my comfort zone a little more to try to acting and stuff. So, you never know. I got, have y'all ever heard of the movies Meet the Snow? It's on Tubi.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out.
Movie. The dude who movie it is, he doing this thing in Atlanta, and we did an interview, me and Fit Phantom, probably like 2 years ago. And the last time I seen him, he was like, "Yo, bro, we gotta get you and Meet the Snow Part 2." So like, I keep getting opportunities, and so I might as well, right? So that's where I'm at with it. I'm gonna see how it fits.
I don't look that.
That's a classic.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
The city got a lot of stuff that's going on, and I do see that you do come back. I know that we do. Columbus got a car show that's gonna be here July 20th. Do you come back to all the big events? They got a big wine fest that's gonna be here.
Right.
These are some of the new things. One of the promoters that's doing the car show is from Atlanta. He's bringing it to Columbus. Do you come back for all those big events here so that we can still see you and not just script flip past you?
Yeah, like I said, I want to make my presence more, down here. So I am going to start committing to come to more events down here. It's just been so hard to just tear away from everything I got going on to come down here. But I haven't really been hearing. That's why the first thing I asked, I was like, what been going on in the city? Because I really don't see anything outside of my friends on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I see what they promote and stuff like that. But definitely like the car show, my homeboy, he probably going to be there. He be telling me about the car shows all the time. So I might try to at least come to that.
Oh yeah, definitely let us know. Pull up. We're gonna be there on the out there on the car show day. We're gonna be there earliest because they're gonna have us out there real early too. So we're gonna be there all day. We would love to see you out there. I think that's gonna be a great opportunity for Columbus. I hope the people show up because that's big, the amount of people, the things he have done to bring that here. So to have our people come back like you, I would say C Black, to have y'all come back with all of those kids out there, because there's gonna be a lot of kids out there to the car show. That's what most moms take their sons at, to car shows. So it is important that we still be able to see and touch you, because the bigger you get, the more you're gonna become just a face on a screen.
Yeah, you might want to get a short set suit, cause boy, you like gonna be so.
Look, right.
It's red and the black, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to C Black too, man. I see out of a lot of rappers I can see he got star power, you know what I'm saying? I can see him actually making it. I don't know if he stopped or not, but the last thing I heard from him, it was hard. So I hope he keep going, because he can actually make it. I can see him like actually making it.
Oh yeah.
DJ Fred the Great, man, advocate of C Black.
Oh my God, keep him in rotation. All right, y'all. We ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. We been in here till 10:10. Y'all know we said we was gonna pull out at 10 o'clock. You got your question out? Cause I don't want to shut you off. Cause you'll be talking about it in the group meeting.
I said what I said.
I'm just saying. Tell the people how they can purchase your comics, your clothing, everything you have got going on, where they can go. Because I did have to go a lot of places to find you. One thing I know is Google is always great. But tell the people how they can get your merch.
You can go directly to my website, homelesshomeboy.com. That's where you can get most of all my products. Cause I sell everything myself. I get the books printed up in New York. They ship them to me. I make my own shirts. So, I ship out my own stuff. I fulfill my own orders and stuff like that. So I try to keep my hand in as much stuff that I can control, and make sure I put the other stuff in the right hands, like my artists. I can't draw, but I can do everything else. I do my trademarks, I do my websites, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I just try to make it make sense. You feel me?
And y'all be on the lookout for Fat Bastard. I'm being a net comic book.
I know, but
Fat Bastard. For real.
That's
a hard concept. We got a whole concept behind it. That's a hard name.
You make sure can we just put a twist on it? You can't just goddamn be running around here. We're gonna have to put a twist on it now. You just can't be running around here telling dope boys they selling bad drugs. Fat Bastard won't last long. I gotta feel that OG gonna take your ass out. What his name? OG? Yeah, he gonna take you out, because that's a problem with him.
Fat Bastard gonna be bulletproof. Them bullets gonna be bouncing off that.
See. You gotta absorb them.
give me some ideas now.
I
you know
know,
what I'm saying? We'll have
right?
to put that together. We're gonna have to talk about that later on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely be on the lookout for everything I got going on. Like I said, we're gonna be in the Juneteenth parade. This will be our 3rd year doing it.
Okay.
Like I said, be on the lookout for when we start putting more stuff out about the show.
And let us know here in Columbus, because you are our superhero here. You know, Columbus don't have a superhero. So you are Columbus superhero. So let us know. Let TIT4TAT know. We'll gladly promote. We always post our people stuff that when they have something going on. You never know. People will be in Columbus all the time. We be in Columbus. I know Columbus right up the road for us. You know, you never know. We'll pop up and pull up. We just, a lot of time, you just don't know.
If people needed your help, what is your signal? What? How can we signal you?
I definitely wanted to come out with that.
Throw that damn hat up. Throw that.
Boom, step card in the sky. I need help.
Throw that damn hat up or like on the goddamn riverboat.
That mean we finna fight.
All right, you guys, it's been a great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want y'all to go in, like, follow, share. Shout out to our people that wasn't able to make it here today. Thank you so much, Homeless Homeboy, for pulling in and showing us some love. You guys that are out there right now, he is bookable. To all my podcasters that are out there right now, I want to let you guys know he is bookable. I know y'all always be asking me what's going on, who been sitting in our chair. Y'all know I like to spread the word, y'all. He is bookable. He's very friendly. It ain't like you gonna be in somebody's DM for a whole couple weeks like a lot of y'all motherfuckers be doing. I said I wasn't gonna cuss this episode. But he's very bookable, y'all. Tune in, follow, like, share, and thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna take it out with the intro.
Peace.
You know the vibe.
We going tick, 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 tat. We always get our lick back. We always speak number facts. We always keep some motion till the DJ bring